Everyone talks about finding your why. There are TED Talks about it, books about it, entire consulting practices. Find your purpose, know your North Star. But nobody talks about what happens when your why stops working, when the purpose that once set you on fire starts feeling like a fading ember, when you can articulate your mission statement, but you cannot feel it in your chest anymore. I have been there more than once, and I have learned that purpose is not something you find once and carry forever like a diploma on the wall. It is a relationship, and like every relationship, it requires maintenance. I am Prashant Nagpal. This is the Better Daily podcast. Let us get into it. A few years into my attending career, I hit a stretch where I questioned everything. Not because anything was wrong. My career was progressing. I was being successful academically, leading a team, building recognition. My family was good, my health was stable, but the drive that had carried me from a small town in Rajasthan, through medical school in India, across the ocean, through residency training twice in 2 different countries, and fellowship in some of the most demanding programs in the country, that drive had gone quiet. Not gone, quiet. Like a radio station still broadcasting, but far enough out of range that the signal was mostly static. I still showed up. I still did excellent work. My patients got the best care I could give. My residents were taught well. But I was operating on professional discipline, not on fire. And if you have ever experienced that gap, you know there is a difference between the two. Discipline keeps you functional. Fire makes you exceptional. What pulled me back was not a retreat or a book or a seminar. It was a patient, a 42-year-old father of 3. His primary care doctor had ordered a cardiac CT almost as an afterthought for chest discomfort that did not fit neatly into any category. The test was borderline indicated. It almost did not get ordered. I read the scan and I found a critical, high-grade narrowing in his proximal left anterior descending artery, the LAD. In cardiology, we call it the widowmaker because sudden occlusion of that vessel is often fatal. This man was walking around with a time bomb in his chest, feeling only minor discomfort, coaching his kids' soccer team, going to work, unaware of how close he was to catastrophe. Because of the scan, he got treatment, a stent was placed, the narrowing was opened, he went home to his family, he coached the next soccer game. That case did not give me a new purpose. It reconnected me to the purpose I already had. It reminded me viscerally that the reason I went through all those years of training was not for the title, not for the publications, not for the conference invitations. It was for that moment where what you do with your expertise directly and unambiguously changes the trajectory of another human being's life. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna stands on the battlefield paralyzed, not because he lacks skill, not because he lacks courage. He is paralyzed because his why has collapsed. Krishna does not give Arjuna a new why. He reconnects Arjuna to his dharma, his essential duty, by reframing the relationship between action and outcome. You are responsible for the work, Krishna tells him, not for the fruit of the work. Perform your duty with full engagement and release your attachment to the result. That distinction is everything. When we attach purpose too tightly to specific outcomes, a promotion, a publication, a revenue target, purpose becomes fragile. One rejection, one setback, and the why crumbles. But when we attach purpose to the work itself, to the craft, the quality of contribution, the process of showing up fully, regardless of the scoreboard, it becomes durable. It survives contact with reality. Purpose, I have found, has 3 modes of maintenance. Reconnection, you have to regularly, deliberately return to the specific, concrete, human moments that made you choose this path. Not the abstract mission statement, the actual moment, the patient, the student, the colleague, the child, the conversation. Keep an inventory of those moments. Return to them when the tank is empty, because it will empty periodically. That is not failure. That is the natural rhythm of a meaningful career. Recalibration. Your why at 25 is not your why at 45. It should not be. If it is, you have not grown. The mistake most people make is holding on to an outdated version and wondering why it no longer fits. It is a coat you bought 15 years ago that does not fit your current body. Reattachment. Sometimes purpose is not lost, it is disconnected. The daily mechanics, the administrative burden, the meetings, the email, the politics have created so much distance between you and the human impact of the work that you cannot feel it anymore. The fix is not a sabbatical, it is closing the gap. Getting back in the room with the patient, the student, the person the work is supposed to serve. Here is your application. Move 1. The origin revisit. 15 minutes this week. Go back to the specific moment you first felt your purpose. Not the day you decided on a career, the human moment. Write it down in detail. This is not nostalgia, it is refueling. Move 2. The impact inventory. Write 5 specific moments where your work or presence genuinely mattered to another person. Not awards, not titles, human moments. Read them when the tank is low. Move 3. The why conversation. Sit down with someone who shares your professional space. Skip the logistics, the complaints, the politics. Ask one question. Why do you still do this? Then listen more than you speak. Someone else's fire can reignite your own. Here is the clinical frame. In cardiovascular imaging, we see a phenomenon called stunned myocardium. After a period of reduced blood flow, the heart muscle does not die, but it stops contracting properly. It may look dead on imaging. It is not. It is stunned, alive, viable, capable of full function, but temporarily offline because the supply was interrupted. Purpose works the same way. When the daily supply gets interrupted by busyness, by bureaucracy, by the mechanical weight of a demanding career, your sense of meaning does not die. It gets stunned. It is still there, but it needs the supply restored. The blood flow of reconnection, recalibration, and reattachment. If your purpose feels dim right now, do not panic, do not quit. It is probably stunned. And stunned myocardium, when you restore the supply, recovers fully, sometimes stronger than before. Viktor Frankl, who survived the concentration camps, quoted Nietzsche as the epigraph of his life's work. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. I have found that to be true. The why survives almost anything, but only if you maintain it. I am Prashant Nagpal. This is the Better Daily Podcast. Small shifts, big life. I will see you in the next one.